Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome, field techs and rangers of Lost Hope Mine. Today, we're diving into a complete procedural explainer that's going to take you from powering up your Garmin eTrex all the way to successfully pulling your field data onto a PC. We are mastering the absolute essential tools that keep us safe out there and make sure our work is scientifically sound.
We're going to treat this explainer exactly like a real-world field expedition. We've got a 5-part agenda here. 1. Meet your Garmin eTrex. 2. Acquiring satellites. 3. Waypoints. 4. Recording tracks. And 5. Transferring data. Following our standard operating procedures, or SOP, through these 5 stages is absolutely critical. So let's get moving.
Number 1. Meet your Garmin eTrex. First things first, let's get you properly acquainted with the device you'll be relying on in the bush. Whether you're out there charting claim boundaries or locating sample targets, understanding your hardware is step 1 to gathering defensible data for our scientific work.
Notice how simple and clean the interface is? You've got the thumbstick on the front for super quick map panning, and those essential zoom, back, menu, and power buttons right on the sides. Whether you've been issued the newer eTrex 10 or you're rocking one of our legacy eTrex Legend-style devices, these rugged, tactile buttons are a lifesaver. You can operate the unit easily, even with your heavy work gloves on.
Now, before you even think about heading out, you'll need to use that D-ring to pop off the back cover and drop in 2 AA batteries. And here's a massive pro tip for you. Absolutely use lithium batteries if you're working in freezing conditions. Alkaline batteries literally lose a huge chunk of their capacity when the temp drops. Having reliable power isn't just about finishing the job for the day, it's your lifeline. It's vital for navigating safely and getting out of the bush if you ever get turned around.
All right, Section 2, Acquiring Satellites. Your device is powered on. Batteries are locked and loaded, so it's time to connect to the sky and let the GPS pinpoint exactly where you're standing.
When you first boot up the unit, the status window is going to say, "Wait, tracking satellites." It usually takes a couple of minutes for your GPS receiver to really home in on the satellites up above. You'll know you're 100% ready to navigate when the GPS signal bars on your screen turn completely solid. And remember, do not move into the bush until you have that solid lock.
Once you're connected, this little device isn't just a digital map anymore. It's a high-precision spatial tool. Now, while it's great for general things like estimating field area measurements or measuring fence line lengths, for us here at Lost Hope Mine, it's a bit different. For us, this translates directly to locating drill hole collars, mapping out those complex claim boundaries, and precisely marking brand new mineral sample locations out in the field.
Moving on to Section 3, Waypoints. So how do we actually mark those newly discovered targets out there? Well, this is the absolute core of your spatial data collection.
A waypoint is a specific location you record and store in the device for future reference. Think of it as your digital breadcrumb, right? A highly precise, saved coordinate that you can always find your way back to. Honestly, it's also your ultimate safety net. Dropping a waypoint right at your truck or your base camp before you set out is exactly how you ensure you can get out of the bush safely if the weather turns nasty or you happen to lose your bearings. Always, always mark your camp.
When you're standing exactly where you want to mark a spot, say a new collar, you just follow 3 incredibly quick steps on your device. 1. Pull up the menu and select Mark Waypoint. 2. Make changes to the attributes if you need to, strictly following our SOP, of course. And 3. Select Done to save. Boom! It is quick, it's efficient, and it captures exactly what we need.
And what's great is you can easily customize your waypoints right there in the dirt. You can edit the default name to perfectly match our specific chain nomenclature. You can swap out the symbol from a standard dot to something way more specific, like a house for a camp or a flag for a drill target. You can even manually tweak the exact coordinate numbers if you need to load a specific, pre-calculated target right into your device.
Now, as an explorer, the importance of defensible data in our scientific work literally cannot be overstated. So, if you need extreme precision for a critical target, you've got to use the waypoint averaging tool. By collecting multiple samples, usually 4 to 8 locations over an extended period, the device refines the spot until that confidence bar hits 100%. That is exactly how we guarantee our coordinates are absolutely beyond question.
Up next, Section 4, Recording Tracks. Waypoints are awesome for single spots, but what if you need to map an entire route, like a new access trail or a winding claim boundary?
That's where tracks come into play. A track is a continuous recording of your path containing time, location, and elevation for every single point. Think of it as a continuous digital line drawn on the map exactly where your boots have walked.
Because it's logging all that data at every point, an active track is an incredibly powerful tool. It lets you literally retrace your steps and navigate your way out of the bush if you ever get disoriented.
Before you start hiking that new boundary, use these settings to dictate how often the device drops a point. 1. Select Setup, then Tracks, then Track Log. 2. Select your record method. You can have it record automatically or trigger based on a specific distance or time elapsed. 3. Choose Record, Show on Map. That last part is key because it ensures you can actually see your trail building in real time right there on your screen.
Finally, Section 5, Transferring Data. You've successfully finished your fieldwork, your trails are recorded, and now you're back at the computer to process everything and maintain our chain of custody.
To connect and extract your data, just pull up the rubber weather cap on the back of your eTrex 10 and plug the mini USB cable directly into your PC. Now, if you happen to be using an older eTrex Legend, you'll be using the serial connection port on the back to achieve the exact same communication with your computer.
Here is the crucial point. Your Garmin saves all your hard-earned field data as GPX files. GPX stands for GPX Exchange Format, and it's a common file format recognized across a majority of spatial software packages. It is basically the universal language for mapping software, ensuring the data you just captured integrates flawlessly with our systems and remains entirely scientifically defensible.
Once that cable is plugged in, your eTrex is going to conveniently pop up as a removable drive right in your computer's file explorer. Simply open it up, click on the folder named Garmin, and then open up the GPX subfolder. That folder right there is the vault where all your field measurements are stored.
Let's look at how this all builds into your final workflow. Notice the different types of GPX files in here? You'll grab the files that are automatically named with their capture date for your measured waypoints. Or you'll look for a file labeled current.gpx for your active tracks. You can then import these precise files right into our desktop mapping tool to log today's work and then load up the updated boundaries and targets back onto the device for tomorrow's crew. It's a beautiful cycle.
All right, your Garmin is loaded and your digital map is waiting. What corner of the wild will you map out first? Now that you're armed with the exact steps to navigate safely, operate your device, and record your spatial data flawlessly following our SOP, you're ready to get out there. Stay safe, always remember to mark your camp waypoint, and thank you so much for joining this training explainer. Make sure to subscribe and follow the Lost Hope Mind YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our other training explainers. See you out in the field.